I'm gonna do this part like this. All right, cool, sick. What's up? Oh yeah. So you picked up a new set of wheels and you forgot to pre-check fitment, or you ignored it altogether and now you're thinking, damn, that's ugly. But you're not exactly sure what to order to fix it. Let's face it, if you can fit more than a credit card between the wheel and the fender, never fear, ECS Tuning is here with the ultimate fitment kit.
Yeah.
What's up, crew? Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is John Connie, aka Big Man Syndrome, and this is Prjct.Garage. Today we're working on my E36, the Project Storm, to try to take this shitment and turn it into Fitment.
Load it.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Load it.
So when I bought the C4s from Tire Rack, I knew the fitment was going to change based on the differing offsets from these to the style 5s that I had previously. And if you haven't heard the term offset, simply put, this is the position of the hub mounting surface of your wheel in relation to the center of the wheel barrel. In my case, my back wheels are plus 40 and my front wheels plus 45. I believe the style 5s was about 30 to 35 offset, plus 30 to 35. I believe the style 5s were about 30 to 35, plus 30 or 35. Being 40 and 45, there was going to be pushed even further towards the front of the wheel, which, God, what a f***ing thing to explain. Mounting surface of the wheel is pushed towards the front of the wheel barrel, causing the wheel to obviously sit inward a little bit more. The one thing I loved about the style 5s is they set basically perfectly in the wheel well, and I knew there was going to be a difference here, but I didn't think it was big enough to really buy anything before mounting them. I wanted to test them and make sure that there wasn't an okay fit. Lord. So there was two ways that I originally was trying to figure out what size spacers that I was going to put on this. And the first one was taking the 40 offset that I have with this wheel and considering the, I believe it was 30, 32, or 35 offset of the style 5s, and taking that number and being like, okay, I guess I need 5mm spacers. That makes sense, right? And then the second option that I kind of played around with, and this was before I lowered it, you can still see there's quite the gap. What I thought was, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll measure from fender to wheel, and that should be my spacer. But this angle isn't exactly the same angle as what the spacer would create. So that could present some problems, and I think I got to a point of like 30mm, which sounds ridiculous. And while the first option sounds like it could potentially work, there is a much better option. ECS Tuning has this incredible rental kit designed to take the guesswork out of the process. Up front, you will spend about $155. After finding the right fit, you send it back with the provided shipping label, and once it is returned, you get $110 credit back for the spacers you want. It's a pretty sick deal. The kit comes with everything you need to test fit the different size spacers. So they have a 1mm, a 2.5mm, 5, a 10, and a 15. So you can make any combination of that to create the right amount of space between the wheel and the hub. You also get studs, because this is just for testing purposes. It's really all you are doing with this kit. It's not meant to be driven on. So like I said, my first measurement was about 5mm, 5 to 10, depending on what the style 5s were compared to the offset of this. And then the second measurement ended up being 30. So if I wanted to do 30, I take a 5, a 10, and a 15. And that makes 30. Oh, that second testing. Might as well just do it. Just throw it on there. Yeah, see, you can 30 is definitely too much. That's pretty fucking baller right there. That would crush my fender if I dropped it down. So I think 15 might be an interesting one. We just go in half. And like just looking at it, the camber will set it in. I might just try that. So I guess I could have probably left another spacer in because there's still enough gap there. I could definitely lower it another maybe 1/4 of an inch. I do like, so based on the way it looks here, you can see a lot more meat compared to the other side, which is it doesn't sit very flush. So I kind of like the positioning, but I think I'm gonna remove it and see if I can get a little bit more. I think 5. Yeah, that's good. I think 20 is pretty mint. Pretty mint. That's a good spot. I think if we went any further, I think that's perfect. All right, so we have the 15 and the 5 millimeter spacers, which combined is a 20 millimeter spacer. So I'm gonna go ahead and order those with a stud conversion kit. The only drawback is that it doesn't come with 2 of everything, so that you can do the front and back at the same time. So I'm gonna rip all this off and then go get my back figured out. I think I'm really only gonna go with a 5 and see how that looks, because it already looks pretty good. It just has a little bit of gap, and to match the front to get that flush look, I need to put a spacer on that too. So let's do that.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Loaded.
Actually, not too bad. That's actually that's about right.
What?
Ooh, so much more meat though. It's actually pretty amazing what freaking 10 millimeters does to the aggressive look in the back. Even God, look how sweaty I am. Whoa. Anyways, it's incredible what it looks like from the back. I mean, I wouldn't expect double this to really make that much of a difference, but it's gonna be great. So I think I'm okay with 10s in the back, 20s in the front, and that should really give me that Fitment look. Never gonna go Sans Boy, FYI, but I definitely want flush fender to wheel. I don't like when it's set in too much. I've seen too many on the street where I'm like, God, that's gross.
What?
Alright, so we figured out the size spacers, went on to ECS Tuning, ordered the correct sizes, going with 20 millimeters in the front, 10 millimeters in the back, which at least from the looks of it was a perfect fit to get the tires exactly where I wanted them to be as far as flush with the front and back fenders. Grabbed these stud conversions. Both of these I got off of ECS Tuning. I also grabbed a breaker bar for my friend Justin, who hates the fact that I don't own a breaker bar, so I finally have one of those now.
The dangling carrot that hang from the rear view. Your dreams in the past ain't nowhere near you. Backseat drivers got nothing but 2 cents. Shotgun riders too biased, they all liars. I should get an A for effort, I'm too tired, but I'm never giving up, that's why I'm kinda admired. Role model, like it or not, I gotta play it. Sugarcoat the rhyme sometimes.